Duke Dermatology. My name is Ryan Thorpe. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me, hopefully answer some of Dr. Lasesky's questions, hopefully not bore you too much. But I was a Duke Dermatology resident about 5 years ago. I finished Duke in 2018, and after my time at Duke, I actually went and did a Mohs Surgery Fellowship with Dr. Zatelli and Dr. Broadland in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm now at my first and only, hopefully ever, job that I'll ever have. I'm at Ada West Dermatology in Meridian, Idaho, basically Boise, Idaho, Southwest Idaho. And I love it here. We like food, we like family, we like the outdoors. Idaho's been great for us. We got a lot of family out here in the Mountain West, and hopefully going skiing tomorrow. We love to camp and hike and that sort of thing. So that's a little bit about me. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my career, what I'm doing right now. So Ada West Dermatology is a private practice. We're a large private practice. We've got about 20 providers with about a dozen of us being physicians. We're adding hopefully 3 more physicians within the next year. We've got 2 Mohs surgeons. We need to add a third. We've got 3 dermatopathologists. We need another one. And we've got the rest of our general dermatology docs, and we got 2 more docs, kind of general dermatologists joining us this summer. So Boise, Idaho in general is just growing, booming like crazy, and our area is, and so is our practice. I do Mohs surgery, so I do about 10 to 12 Mohs cases a day, Monday through Thursday, and then in the afternoons and on Friday mornings I'll do wound checks and some skin checks, mostly frequent flyers with skin cancer is primarily who I see. We also get a lot of PA students. We get a lot of medical residents, family medicine residents, internal medicine residents that rotate through with us, both from University of Washington as well as Idaho now has both a residency program and there's a new medical school here. So we see a lot of students that come through, and so I do a little bit of that type of teaching. Done a couple of projects with University of Utah primarily so we do a little bit of research, but really out here in private practice, it's really kind of up to your discretion. My Mohs partner, his name's Dan Winchester. He's trained at Mayo Clinic, and he tends to be research minded, so he really likes to get involved with some of those research projects. So I've done a little bit of that. I do take call for all my own patients. I think Dr. Cook and Dr. Zatelli and Dr. Broadland as Mohs surgeons all gave their patients their private cell phone numbers. They called every single one the same day of surgery. So I've kept that same practice and same habit. So they can call me all the time. People I give every single patient my private cell phone, and they're actually very, very reasonable. If they call me, usually they needed to. But I also take call for the local hospitals. It's about once every 2 to 3 months. It's very different than Duke call. I get maybe 3 to 4 phone calls a week, and usually it's pretty low key. I think I've had to go to the hospital maybe once or twice in the 4 years that I've been here, and it's nice to help out the community like that. A little bit about our practice. So our practice, it's private practice, but we're transitioning from kind of the old guard, the old ownership to us, this younger generation. We're now what they call an ESOP, or an employee stock ownership program. So basically every employee earns ownership in our company based on their production, based on their salary. So every new doc that joins our practice, it's a gift. We don't have to buy in. There's no liability, personal liability, but as being part of the team, you get a piece of ownership every year that basically turns into almost like a 401k, all in the stock of the company. And so that's the way that we're run. We're run by a physician board, 7 physician board members and 2 community members. And so I am the vice chairman on that board now, helping kind of lead and guide our company. As the area grows, we look to expand to 2 or 3 new locations over the next 5 years. And anyway, it's just kind of exciting. It's fun to be on that side of things. I actually have a business degree. Before I went to college, I got a degree in accounting. And so it's kind of nice to use some of those skills and do that. And then also at my practice, I work as the director of dermatologic surgery. And with my busy family life, it's kind of nice. I feel like I have really great work-life balance. I live about 2 minutes from work, so I'm home almost every single day by 4:30 to help run around the kids and try to get in my exercise and serve in my church and do a lot of other things. So work-life balance is amazing as a dermatologist. So that's a bright spot. As far as tips for residency, One, I'd say don't complain. It's easy to complain, but it's nicer just to have a good attitude. It's easier the further I get away. I could have served a whole nother dermatology residency since I graduated, and that's crazy how fast it goes. But the reality is it's just a small window. Work hard, do every rotation as if it's that's what you're going to do when you're with Dr. Bellet or whoever else is doing pediatric dermatology. And with them, pretend you're going to be a pediatric dermatologist and just do it. I really don't have any regrets. Duke Dermatology set me up really well for a Mohs fellowship, and you got some of the best docs around there, and so just take advantage of it. We loved our time in North Carolina on the East Coast. Make sure you get out to the Outer Banks, get up to DC, get up, to do all those things. A lot of you might be from the East Coast, but I grew up in Texas, so it was fun to be over there and go. We went all the way from Niagara Falls all the way down to the tip of Florida while we were there, and so that was kind of fun. I don't really have, like I said, I don't have any regrets really about residency. This is one of our Mohs labs here. We have another Mohs lab at our main location, and we're actually in the process of building kind of more of a Mohs surgical unit that you'd be more. That's Barb over there in our corner. She's the Mohs manager.
Hi.
She's one of the best histotechs you'll find west of the Mississippi. And we're going to be building a Mohs surgery unit that's going to be much more like what Dr. Cook's place is over the next 6 months. We're starting that. But it's going to be, a large lab with 4 cryostats and at least a dozen surgery rooms and a Mohs waiting room and physician offices along with a new location. So that's exciting. I'm just going to show you around this location. We have 3 locations. It's Friday, about 11:15. We usually try to wrap up pretty early. When I joined the practice shut down at 12 o'clock every single Friday. And so that's still what I do. I've grown to love that. So these are my rooms here. I've got nice surgical chair, big rooms, nice modern design, really good surgical lights, that sort of thing. We've got several of these rooms. So this is an MA supply room here. Got a nice blanket warmer in the corner. Looks like they're stocking shelves. This is Christina. Come here. This is Sarah. They don't want to be seen. You're just going to have to say hi, Christina.
Hello.
Christina's about to add number 2 to her family, but she's an awesome nurse here. And then all up and down this room, all up and down this hall, there's a few docs that all work at this location with me. Our mothership is about twice as large as this, and there's more folks over there. And anyway, I've loved it here, Ada West Dermatology. I've loved it being out here in private practice. You really can make your career whatever you want it to be. Feel richly blessed to have just really good people, really great patients, and Duke Dermatology definitely set you up for success. So if you guys ever need anything, you can always reach out to me. Dr. Liseski, I understand she's taken the reins from Dr. Atwater. I'm sure she's an amazing leader, but she has my contact info. I'm always happy to help. Hope you guys have a good one, and go Duke, go Blue Devils.